Hey friends, we are looking at something very unusual today. The box is called Whispers of Rose, set number EM0029, 255 pieces. The best way I could describe this set is it's an electronic, maybe even robotic botanical. So it is a flower with 3 roses, a pot, some lighting, and a lot of brick built features along with it. And there's also a misting can or maybe a watering can. And there are electronics built into the base. There's mechanics built into the roses, and there's electronics built into the misting can. So all of this is in Chinese. The only thing that's not is, it says how to play here. And there is a soundtrack that you can use your phone to scan, get the QR code, scan the QR code, get the music, and there's a soundtrack that's supposed to go along with this experience. All right, so in this video, I'm going to preview how this is going to work. I've opened up the box. We're going to look at the parts. We'll see if they're Lego compatible. We'll look at the instructions to see how difficult this is to put together, what's involved, and whether it's worth your time. And then in a separate video, I will review the finished assembled model, and we'll take a look at that together. So please subscribe and you'll be the first to know when the finished model drops here on my channel. Okay, so looking at the box, it's got this nice box to it, but we're looking at it, you wouldn't think that it was a brick built kit, and you wouldn't think it had electronics in it. All right, so let's dive in. Okay, so it has a flower pot. Let's turn this around so we can remember what we're building here. It has this flower pot, and the flower pot actually has a battery in it. It has a USB-C rechargeable thing in it, so you just charge it up and then it's good to go. It can sit on your shelf, and it has an on-off switch. So let us, at the minimum, we'll turn it on, and it has this activation switch. Okay, so I've turned it on, and it's got at least 3 of these roses. Okay, so each of these roses is a little bit different, and it has a screw in section right here. That's a screw. And then this section here, when you push it, it makes the flower bloom. So what I'm doing is I'm just pushing that and it's blooming, right? Okay, so I can screw it into any one of these holes. I'll put it in the back one here, and we'll gently screw it into place. Okay, so now we've got that. And then it comes with this misting can. So this misting can has button cell batteries already included. I'm going to pull that out, pull that insulator out. Okay, so now it's ready to go. So what I do is all I've got to do is point it at or press it near or anywhere near this, and I'm going to press this trigger. So here we go. So there's a couple things that happened just now. The lights came on the base, and this watering can made a sound. We'll play it near my mic so you can hear it, right? So making this spray sound. Now, if you look, the rose is moving. It's blooming. So we'll do it again. Let's see if it opens. It sort of breathes, is what I found. So I'm going to do, there we go. So it opens. And in the instructions, it says that it opens for a set amount of time before closing. And you can also press the button. Instead of using the spray can, you can press this button to also cause the same thing to happen. So let's do that. So pressing it, you don't get the sound, but it does bloom. Okay. And notice there's studs all along the top here. And that is so that you can build up all of this structure. There's all this like landscaping. So there's leaves, and I think this might be, it's either a mailbox or a birdhouse. And there's a little squirrel. There's little flowers that go along the base there. So you build up that using these parts that are included. And these are Lego compatible. I checked them against my Lego colors, and these are Lego colors. So this is like an olive green color. This is bright yellowish orange, and this is a dark red. And they're pretty good match. There's a yellow. They're a pretty good match for Lego's colors. This white might be a little whiter than Lego's white, but you'll see that you've got these leaf pieces, all sorts of kind of standard bricks that you've seen before, some newer plates that are part of Lego's portfolio. And yeah, so you're going to build it, and it's not 100% clear what you're building, but you know, we can see in the instructions. All right, so here's the instruction manual. It's a matte booklet. It has a little warning in here. The warning just says, please charge the USB, and here's how it functions. I think they realized after they finished this kit that they didn't include instructions, and so they had to print a separate sheet, and it's the instructions for the set. And you can also see the instructions in the Amazon product listing. So it tells you a little bit about it. All of this is in Chinese. I didn't translate everything, but I do know how it works now. It comes with a USB cable. And these stems, these translucent stems, I'm assuming these translucent stems go into these holes. And so when these light up, this entire translucent stem will light up. I think that's kind of cool. The card that's included in the back of this, it's a support card, after sales service card. So you scan that to get help. So you can see we're building up on top of that planter base. A lot of this, you know, olive green. All right, so we're building up this base, and we've got flowers and a stem and a little bit of brown here. And I think that brown, what is this? Look at that. It's got a clear sphere inside of it. So is that a mailbox? Like, what is that? I really don't know what it is. And it's got a squirrel sitting on top of it. Yeah, I don't know. And it doesn't light up to my knowledge. So it's a strange little architectural feature, maybe. You build up the leaves. The leaves have some height. And there are those 3 translucent stems. They definitely do go there. Look at the thing still going. And you know, there's quite a few leaves, the orange, other flowers in there. It tells you how to get the roses in there. You just screw them in, and then it's got your part listing and information. And all right, so that's the look at it. Now, what I read about this is that it is smart enough to shut it off after time so that you don't drain the battery. So I think what it does is it cycles through opening and closing for about 5 minutes. And then if there's no activity, if you're not trying to mist it again, then it just shuts itself off. That's my understanding for how it works. So because there's a battery in it, I appreciate that they've done that. It means it can sit on a shelf, and you can show this off without any issues. And if you don't want to use this little remote sprayer, you can always just press this button. By the way, all of these like metallic looking pieces, they're plastic, but they're all rose gold, and they look pretty nice. Kind of hard to tell on camera, but it's a pretty nice color, and I think it'll look really good on a shelf. All right, so I look forward to building this and seeing what it's all about. It's very unusual. And if you like this video, please hit like. And like I mentioned before, if you subscribe, you'll be the first to know when I've built it, and we'll take a look at it for real. Okay, thanks so much.